These are some of the most unsettling clips ever recorded. I've searched through countless videos to bring you only the most intense moments, so viewer discretion is advised. Let's start with this first terrifying encounter. It was supposed to be an ordinary ride through one of the most iconic stretches of road in the country, a twisting, treacherous path known as the Dragon, with 318 curves packed into just 11 miles of US Route 129. The road straddles the Tennessee-North Carolina border and attracts motorcyclists from all over the world. On the morning of October 15th, 41-year-old Kevin Diepenbrock and his friend, 29-year-old Philip Polito, were riding together through those turns. But somewhere near mile marker 4, things went wrong. Very wrong. Polito suddenly hit the brakes, and Kevin, riding close behind, couldn't react in time. His bike slammed into his friends, and in a split second, both riders were launched off the road, over the guardrail, and down a steep embankment. And Philip landed first, about 50 feet down, and died on impact. Kevin fell even farther, over 100 feet into the ravine. But somehow, he survived. With 2 punctured lungs, 12 broken ribs, and hairline fractures in his spine, Kevin lay motionless on the forest floor, bleeding and barely able to move. He had no idea if help would come. All he could do was wait and document what he thought might be his final hours.
Hey everybody. That's all I can really say. About 10:30 this morning. Been laying here ever since. About 50 feet down in the ravine. Just want to say I love you guys. Sorry I was being stupid, but you know that's what I do. Mom, Dad, love you. Courtney, love you. Kurt and Marnie, Karen, Matt, love you guys. Take care. I think I got a broke sternum, ribs, maybe back. I love you guys. Take care of the puppies for me too. Give Kimber and Ruger lots of love for me. And Rocco, Notch, and Kimber. Rocco, Notch, and Tango. I miss you guys. See you soon.
Using his phone, Kevin began recording messages for his family. The footage, later recovered by local news, shows a man in shock, pain, and heartbreak.
Hey, 7 o'clock. Trying to use my flashlight to wave somebody down. I think I moved. I think I tried getting up. I think I passed out. Definitely punctured some lungs. Oh, love you guys. Man, I could use a drink of water. They're just like 50 feet away. All right. Love you. Love you, Courtney. Love you, Mom, Dad. Hey, yeah. Take care. Hey, I'm at 10% body, 10% battery. It's 11 o'clock. Man, I wish you would call Tennessee and tell them you got a husband out there that hasn't checked in since 10:30 in the morning. I love you. I don't know what to say. Hopefully be able to sleep and catch a state trooper in the morning. I love you. Good night. Love you. Sweet dreams.
In the final video, the screen is completely dark. Kevin's voice is barely audible. "I love you," he says again, as if unsure he'll get another chance. Above him, hundreds of motorcycles passed by throughout the day. He could hear them, sometimes so close it felt like they were just a few feet away. But no one could see him. No one knew he was there. He screamed. He dialed 911. He sent text messages that never made it through. And then, nearly 30 hours after the crash, someone finally heard him. A group of riders stopped and called authorities. Blount County emergency crews responded immediately. Deputy Chief Jerry Phillips said it was a miracle that someone had heard him. The rescue wasn't simple. It took 6 responders, specialized rope gear, and multiple trips up and down the steep slope just to stabilize him. Kevin was alive, but barely. When they reached him, the first thing he asked was, "What about my friend?" He was airlifted to a nearby hospital in critical condition, where doctors confirmed the extent of his injuries: broken ribs, spinal fractures, punctured lungs, and deep bruises from head to toe. Kevin is still recovering, but he's alive, and deeply changed by what happened. "Never forget to tell people you love them," he said in a later interview. "That's all I could think about when I was down there. You never say it enough. You never spend enough time with your family, your parents. You never spend enough time with the people close to you." And it's true, because on a winding road that's taken dozens of lives over the years, Kevin Diepenbrock came terrifyingly close to becoming just another name on the list. Instead, he left with a story and a second chance. This shocking incident happened at the MGM Zoo in Las Vegas. Visitors gather around the enclosure, eager to catch a glimpse of the majestic lions as they lounge behind the glass. Calm, powerful, and undeniably beautiful, the lions seem at peace in their artificial habitat. But nothing could have prepared the crowd for what was about to happen. In a matter of seconds, the atmosphere changes. A lion handler stands inside the enclosure, doing what he's likely done dozens of times before. But this time, something's different. Let's have a look. Without warning, one of the lions lunges, locking its jaws around the handler's leg. Panicked screams echo from behind the glass as staff rush to intervene. Fortunately, the handler manages to escape, reportedly with only minor injuries. He was rushed to the hospital for stitches, but it could have been much worse. Moments like this serve as a chilling reminder. No matter how trained or tamed they seem, wild animals are exactly that. Wild. And perhaps the bigger question is, should these magnificent creatures really be kept in enclosures for entertainment at all? Because when you take a lion out of the wild, you can't take the wild out of the lion. Tonight, we're diving into one of the most terrifying adventures Casey Nolan from Mindseed TV has ever experienced. It's November 19th, 2023. Casey and his friend Colton revisit an abandoned ghost town hidden deep within the wilderness of Rodney, Mississippi, a town known for its unsettling paranormal encounters. But this time, the horrors they face go far beyond the supernatural.
Hey, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. The fuck is that? Shh. There's a fucking fire up there. There's somebody up there, bro. Hold on. Here, hold this for a second. Wait, bro, hold this for a second. I'm gonna turn on the night vision. Wait. I'm gonna be out here right now.
After walking through the woods for what feels like hours, the sun disappears behind the trees, and the forest is consumed by darkness. Then in the distance, they see something. A campfire. They quickly grab their night vision binoculars for a closer look, but what they see sends a chill down their spines.
There's somebody there. Why are we going towards it? Bro. Get down. Oh, he turned the fire off. Oh my God. Just go on. Wait. This way. No, cut the camera. Let's go.
Through Colton's binoculars, they spot a man with an axe. The moment the men notice them, he extinguishes his campfire and turns his gaze directly toward them, as if he can see right through the pitch-black forest.
We just saw someone in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere.
Flat the out.
And
I did not sign up for this at all.
And I think that they're following us. Every time we go about 100 yards, we hear branches and breaking behind us.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get cut up by some backwoods hillbilly dude.
I think we might be coming up on the town now, but there's definitely someone out here following us, so we need to move quick.
Totally shaken by the encounter and sensing they might be chased, they push forward towards the abandoned town. They were too close to turn back now. But little did they know, this wasn't the only encounter waiting for them in the shadows tonight.
I think we're coming up, though. Mine's dying, too. Wait. Get down. There's someone else up there. Someone just ran across this street.
Where are we supposed to go then?
Shh, I hear something. Wait. We need to move. Dude. Let's go left. Let's go right. Let's go this way.
They reach the outskirts of the abandoned town. As they scan the area, they catch a glimpse of someone sneaking past them. Casey and Colton's suspicions are confirmed, and a wave of unease washes over them. It's as if they've become prey, surrounded by unseen predators. With their nerves shot from the people lurking in the woods, they decide to take refuge in the church, the very place where they experienced paranormal activity during their last visit. They begin their experiment, but they can't shake the feeling that danger still surrounds them.
Dude, I keep fucking hearing shit outside, too. Bro, what the fuck is going on?
Dude, I don't know. I almost just want to sit in the corner with my back up against the wall.
I don't want to be here very long. Don't want to be here very
No,
long.
bro. Let's just get this figured out. Go for it. Whew. Never in my life did I think I would be in here.
This is the real deal, bro. This is the real deal. These are the altars, man.
No way. Be hella careful.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. What's up?
Nothing.
Arriving at the old church, Casey and Colton finally have some shelter from the oppressive woods. They decide to just give it a shot, trying to communicate with the spirits on their ghost equipment. But this time, the fear of the living may be stronger than any ghost.
Can you please give us a message through one of these devices?
You can say something through this. You can say something through this. Give us a message. Oh! What the f was that? I've never heard anything like that in my life.
Dude, that was way more than that.
We need to find our way back to the car, like, now.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get out of here.
I don't even know where.
We gotta go back that way in the woods.
As they attempt to make contact with the spirits, the entire church suddenly starts to shake. The walls tremble as if an earthquake has hit, sending them into a panic. What are the chances of an earthquake hitting at that exact moment? They've had enough. The decision to leave is immediate. But the nightmare isn't over yet.
No. Hey, what the f? Hey, hold on. This is definitely the way we came, right?
100%.
This is the only way?
This is the only way, yeah.
Pull up a little bit, get closer, so I can see what's going on.
It's gonna f our tires out, too.
Yeah, alright, I'm moving.
Get back in.
Bro, I think there's someone back there.
No, don't say that.
Lock the door, lock the door.
After what feels like an eternity of searching through the dark wilderness, they finally reach their car and drive off. But then, another obstacle. A big tree is on the street, leaving them no other choice than get out of the car and move it away. But then, Colton spots something moving in the darkness. He grabs the night vision binoculars and peers out the window.
What do you see?
Oh, I'm trying to see. It's hard to see.
Like how
Yeah,
far
there's
away?
someone back there.
How far away?
Oh, he's running, bro. Holy.
Casey and Colton's hearts race as the figure begins to run. They drive quickly away, leaving the stranger behind, disappearing into the shadows of the dark woods. But the eerie feeling remains, haunting them long after they've left the woods behind.
On August 8th, 2013, the night a man named Brandon Lawson vanished under circumstances that continue to puzzle both investigators and the public to this day. It all began after Brandon got into a heated argument with his longtime girlfriend, Ladessa Lofton, and feeling the need for space and a chance to cool off, he decided to leave the house and called his father to ask if he could drive 3 hours to stay the night at his place. Something his father tried to talk him out of, given how late it was. But Brandon, determined to get away, set off from his San Angelo home at 11:54 p.m., heading toward Crowley, Texas. Roughly 40 miles into the drive, his car ran out of gas, and he was forced to pull over along a desolate stretch of Highway 277 near Bronte, Texas, after which he phoned his brother Kyle for help. When Kyle arrived shortly after, Brandon was no longer at the scene, and despite searching the area thoroughly, there was no trace of him anywhere. It wasn't until the next day that the family discovered something chilling. Just moments after speaking with Kyle, Brandon had placed a 911 call, one that would later become central to one of the most disturbing missing persons cases in recent memory. In that call, which you can hear now.
9/2013 0:50 and 38 seconds. 911 emergency.
Yes, I'm in the middle of the field. We're just pushed some guys over. Right here going towards Javelin on both sides. My truck ran out of gas. There's one car here and got chased to the woods. Please hurry.
Okay, now run that by me.
I'm not talking to him. I actually ran into him.
Ah, you ran into him. Okay.
Got the first guy.
Do you need an ambulance?
Yeah, no, I need the cops.
Okay. Is anybody hurt? Hello? 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 Ah, you ran into him. Okay.
Got the first guy.
Do you need an ambulance? Ah, you ran into him. Okay.
Got the first guy.
Do you need an ambulance? Ah, you ran into him. Okay.
Got the first guy.
Do you need an ambulance? Ah, you ran into him. Okay.
Got the first guy.
Do you need an ambulance?
Brandon sounds panicked, disoriented, and clearly afraid, making fragmented statements that seem to suggest he is being chased or watched, saying things like, "Yes, I'm in the middle of a field," and "There's guys chasing me," with the call cutting in and out and leaving more questions than answers. Over the years, the audio has fueled countless theories, debates, and speculations online. Yet to this day, there remains no clear explanation as to what happened that night. What makes this case especially troubling is that law enforcement initially hesitated to take it seriously. Due to outstanding warrants Brandon had at the time, police assumed he had voluntarily disappeared to avoid arrest and didn't prioritize the case, expecting him to resurface eventually. But he never did. His family, however, firmly believes that Brandon would never abandon his 4 children, and they have consistently rejected the idea that he fled on purpose. To many, the lack of urgency in the police response felt like the case was quietly pushed aside, and that sense of neglect only deepened the mystery. Listening to the desperation in Brandon's voice during that 911 call, it becomes painfully clear that he believed he was in danger. And what makes it even more unsettling is the strong impression that he wasn't alone during that final call. Being stranded in the middle of nowhere, in the dead of night, just 40 miles from home, with fear creeping into his every word. It leaves you wondering not just what happened, but how something like this could go unresolved for so long, with no solid answers and no closure for the people who knew and loved him. On May 26, 2013, the Jascon 4, a tugboat operating off the coast of Nigeria, capsized during a violent storm. While towing an oil tanker, it was struck by a rogue wave that flipped the vessel and sent it to the ocean floor, 100 feet below the surface. 12 men were on board. None were expected to survive. The following day, a professional saturation dive team from the Shipwreck Toucan was sent to the wreck with a grim mission: to locate the sunken tug and recover those who had been lost. As the divers descended into the murky depths, they discovered the Jascon 4 resting upside down on its mast. Every hatch had been locked, a common precaution against piracy, which made entry both difficult and dangerous. Using tools and underwater torches, they forced their way inside the overturned vessel, prepared to find only bodies. Instead, what they saw was a hand reaching out of the darkness.
All right, so you should be walking on the ceiling, yeah? Okay. What's that? Okay. All right, you found one, yeah? He's alive. He's alive. Okay, keep him there. Keep him there. All right. Just. All right. All right. Just hold him there, okay? Just keep him there. Fucking hell. I don't know what we're gonna do. All right, just keep him there and keep him calm, okay? All right, just reassure him, pat him on the shoulder. Okay.
That hand belonged not to the deceased, but to a survivor. His name was Harrison O'Keefe, the ship's cook. Against all odds, he had endured nearly 60 hours trapped in an air pocket deep inside the wreck. In total darkness, surrounded by seawater, he had constructed a small platform to keep himself above the frigid waterline. With no food, no clean water, and no idea if help would ever arrive, he could only listen to the sounds of the ocean and hope.
All right. All right. Tell him to keep drinking your water. Where's his water?
Where's the water?
Drink it, buddy. Drink it. He hasn't drunken much, eh?
No, it's almost finished.
Oh, he's almost finished it. Okay, sorry. All right, tell him to... What's wrong with him?
This is cold.
What's cold? The water?
The water's cold. Yeah, I see the water's cold.
Oh, fuck. There was that overall that you... Should we not try and get him in that overall?
No, read that. It's going to get stuck everywhere.
Okay, all right. We'll leave it at that. All right, just get him out of the water. We don't want hypothermia.
Go
Go back up there.
When a diver finally appeared, Harrison thought it was a dream. But the rescue was real, and it was just in time. Still, the danger wasn't over. After nearly 3 days under immense pressure, his body had adapted to the deep. Bringing him up too quickly would have been deadly. The dive team instead fitted him with specialized equipment and carefully guided him into a pressurized dive bell. From there, he was transferred into a decompression chamber aboard the Shipwreck Toucan, where he remained for 3 days under constant care until his body safely readjusted. Harrison O'Keefe survived the impossible, a shipwreck, 3 days in darkness, and the crushing weight of the sea. He once swore never to return to the ocean, yet he later chose to become a commercial diver himself, joining the very profession that saved his life. Because he knows better than most what it means to be left behind at the bottom, and what it feels like to return to the surface alive. In February of 2020, a well-known influencer named Ekaterina Didenko was getting ready to celebrate her 29th birthday. Just a few years earlier, she had graduated from medical school, earning her credentials as a pharmacist. But rather than working in a pharmacy, Ekaterina took a different path, one that led her straight to social media. She used her scientific background to start a blog, offering tips for homemade remedies that, according to her, could help people avoid trips to the pharmacy. It was a controversial niche, to say the least. Many experts criticized her advice as potentially dangerous or misleading, but it didn't stop her rise. By early 2020, she had built a massive audience, more than 1 million followers across Instagram and other platforms. And with her birthday approaching on February 28th, she was ready to put on a party that her fans and her followers wouldn't forget. Helping her organize the celebration was her husband, Valentin Didenko. He had a surprise in mind, something he called a steam show. The party venue had a private indoor pool, and Valentin, inspired by a popular online trend at the time, thought he'd create a theatrical effect by dumping dry ice into the water. When dry ice hits water, it instantly creates a thick, rolling fog, visually dramatic, eerie, and perfect for social media. So, as the evening unfolded, guests laughed, danced, and filmed the night away. Then, Valentin invited everyone to the pool area. He handed out goggles and gowns, hyping the big reveal. And then, in front of dozens of phones and cameras, he dumped an entire box of dry ice into the pool.
Oh my God!
Oh my God, water! You're crazy!
Материал только что обновленный. Газообразное состояние!
The reaction was immediate. The water vanished under a dense white mist. The room filled with fog. Everyone gasped. It was the moment he and Ekaterina had planned. The spectacle. Valentin, smiling, even dived into the clouded water, disappearing completely into the haze. But what no one realized in that moment was that this wasn't just fog. It was carbon dioxide gas, produced in large concentrated amounts as the dry ice reacted with the water. Carbon dioxide, in this form, is highly toxic. In an enclosed space, it displaces oxygen, and breathing it in can quickly lead to dizziness, loss of consciousness, and eventually suffocation. To make the effect more intense, Valentin had reportedly closed the doors to the pool room, trapping the gas inside. There was almost no ventilation. The CO2 levels quickly became not just dangerous, but lethal. Valentin surfaced only once after diving in. The crowd, still cheering, thought he was playing along, splashing, laughing, putting on a show. But below the water, his lungs were filling with fluid. And on the surface, he was gasping for air that wasn't there. He was drowning and suffocating at the same time. Meanwhile, Ekaterina turned the camera on herself, still smiling, still recording. Behind her, guests continued filming, unaware that her husband was dying at the bottom of the pool. For a few surreal moments, it was exactly the performance they had envisioned. But the illusion shattered quickly. As the fog settled, guests began to feel strange. Shortness of breath, sharp pain, burning in their lungs. Some started to collapse. Others complained of chemical burns across their skin. The room was evacuated in a panic, but it was too late. 3 people never made it out: Natalia Monakova, Yuri Alfarov, and Valentin Didenko. All 3 were found at the bottom of the pool. All 3 had died from a toxic mix of carbon dioxide exposure and drowning. What was meant to be a milestone birthday for Ekaterina ended with her becoming a widow. And while the footage from that night was already hard to watch, it was what happened afterward that many found even more unsettling. Ekaterina began vlogging her experience, from the hospital to her moments of grief. She posted videos detailing her husband's death, her own hospital stay, and her emotional reactions. Some viewers were sympathetic, but many felt uneasy, accusing her of exploiting the tragedy to gain attention and followers. And they had questions. Big ones. Why hadn't someone with a medical background understood the risks of using dry ice in a confined space? Why hadn't she, of all people, known better? Russian authorities launched an investigation, even considering negligent manslaughter charges. But to date, no one has been held accountable. Then, just 5 months later, Ekaterina shocked her audience once more. She remarried. The very videos that had chronicled her grief and the death of her first husband had also brought her an additional 500,000 followers. It was a quiet afternoon at the Unkoyoyo Quarry Dam, a secluded body of water surrounded by rock and stillness in the hills of Eswatini, formerly Swaziland. The kind of place families visit to relax, to escape the heat, and to share simple moments together. On this day, a father had brought his young son to the water's edge, perhaps to swim, perhaps just to cool off. But what began as a peaceful visit would soon take a devastating turn, as the boy's camera captured far more than anyone could have anticipated. The footage starts casually, like many home videos do. At first, everything appears normal. The child films with curiosity, his voice light and steady. But within moments, the atmosphere shifts.
Daddy, tak pemanjang. Daddy, tak pemanjang. Oh, ma. Asa kau ni? Yep. Daddy. Oh, ma. Daddy. 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 Ya, hamba gemin. Daddy.
The water, deceptively calm on the surface, begins to show its danger. The father struggles against the weight of the cold, his movements becoming strained. The boy calls out, his voice uncertain, but no answer comes. And then, the camera remains fixed on the water, recording in silence. The Enclosure Quarry Dam, like many abandoned quarry lakes, hides dangers invisible to the eye. These waters can be extremely deep, unexpectedly cold, and difficult to escape from. Sharp drop-offs make climbing out nearly impossible. The shock of sudden cold can overwhelm even confident swimmers. Unlike a pool, these quarries were carved by industry, leaving behind steep edges and unseen hazards. To the boy, it seemed like an ordinary afternoon. In reality, it was a place where one misstep could prove fatal. The clip, just a couple of minutes long, eventually appeared online. It drew heartbreak and outrage. Many pleaded for its removal, calling it too painful, while others emphasized that the boy himself was innocent, that he could not have understood what he was filming, and no child should ever face such a moment. Perhaps the most haunting part of the story is not the silence at the end, but the innocence at the beginning, a child simply trying to capture a memory. Instead, the video became a reminder of how quickly calm waters can turn dangerous and how fragile life can be in the places we least expect. Today, the still water of Enclosure holds not only depth, but a memory that will never fade.
They're the young sweethearts at the center of a YouTube stunt gone tragically wrong.
On June 26, 2017, in Hallstatt, Minnesota, a small town not used to headlines, a shocking tragedy unfolded in the pursuit of internet fame. 20-year-old Mona Lisa Perez and her boyfriend, 22-year-old Pedro Ruiz, were building a YouTube channel together, hoping to stand out with daring pranks and extreme stunts. That day, the couple staged what they believed would be their biggest video yet.
Okay, show you how big this bullet is. Here's my watch, G-Shock, and watch the length. The length of this bullet is the entire face of my G-Shock. That's how big it is.
The plan was simple in concept, but fatally flawed in execution. Pedro would hold a hardcover encyclopedia against his chest, convinced it would act as armor. Mona Lisa, standing just feet away, would fire a .50 caliber Desert Eagle handgun, one of the most powerful pistols in the world, into the book. They believed the bullet would lodge safely inside the pages, stopped by paper and binding.
I really just want to see if trucks.
Sorry.
Another one. The point of this video is I really just want to see if a .50 caliber bullet can go through a book. I just want to see if a .50 caliber bullet can go through a book.
Instead, the encyclopedia was no match for the force of the weapon. The round tore straight through, striking Pedro in the chest. Within moments, he was dead.
19-year-old Perez is 7 months pregnant with their second child. While the Norman County attorney denied releasing video of the single shot that killed Ruiz, calling it offensive to common sensibilities, a transcript of the audio reveals her hesitation. "Babe, I'm not doing this. I can't. If I kill you, what's going to happen to my life? Like, no, this isn't okay. As long as you hit the book, you'll be fine," Ruiz says. These pictures show she did, standing an arm's length away. A young man craving fame who got it for all the wrong reasons.
I may fail, but if I fail, I want to die trying.
But it wasn't their first stunt. Just a week earlier, Mona Lisa had tweeted about their risky plans, writing that it would be the most dangerous video ever. Friends and family had expressed concern, but Pedro had reportedly been insistent, even showing her test books with bullets lodged inside to prove it could work. To him, this was the moment that would finally bring them viral fame. Instead, it left Mona Lisa, pregnant with their second child, screaming in shock as the reality of what had just happened sank in. Their 3-year-old daughter, who was present, was suddenly left without a father.
For her part, Perez received a 90-day jail sentence. She'll serve 90 more days at home in confinement. Perez will also not be allowed to profit from the video, and she is permanently banned, Amelia, from owning a firearm.
This is the pistol model used in the stunt. It's a mighty .50 caliber Desert Eagle. Just look at the damage 2 bullets did to this huge dictionary in our demonstration. They came right out the other side.
The Desert Eagle .50 caliber is one of the most powerful handguns in the world. It's basically a rifle for one-handed shooting.
The case drew national attention, sparking conversations about the dangers of chasing online recognition at any cost. Pedro's death remains a haunting reminder of how the line between entertainment and recklessness can blur fatally in the age of social media. A young man's belief that a book could stop a bullet became a chilling symbol of the risks people will take for a few minutes of viral glory. Because in the end, no views, no likes, and no subscribers can ever outweigh a life lost. It started as a heated argument between 2 neighbors. But what 22-year-old Willian Matthias didn't know was that she was about to record the final moments of her own life. Captured on her phone in Santana de Cataguases, Brazil, Williani can be seen confronting a man she identifies as Juliano, her next-door neighbor. According to reports, the dispute began over rumors and an earlier disagreement involving their children. Willian, a mother of 3, began recording to show her husband she was being wrongly accused and insulted. But in just over 2 minutes, the confrontation escalated beyond anything she could have imagined.
Do que, Julinho? Fala baixo comigo.
Fala baixo?
Eu tô perguntando o que aconteceu.
Não, não quero saber porra nenhuma. Entendeu? Você não fica fazendo fofoca dos outros, não.
O que eu falei de você?
Eu tô te avisando.
Não, fala. Fala, Julinho. O que eu falei de você?
Falar?
É. Por que você tá falando que eu tô fazendo fofoca? Não, fala. Eu tô escutando.
É um cara...
Não, fala que eu tô escutando. Eu sempre conversei com você, não sei o que aconteceu.
Nunca conversou.
Até na minha casa já foi, Julinho.
Já fui. O tipo que você desligou o telefone na minha cara e falou assim, Não liga pro signo mais não, que o Gilmar tem mulher e isso é aquilo.
Com você?
Você falou isso comigo.
Com você, Gilmar?
Falou comigo lá em Juiz de Fora. Eu lá em Juiz de Fora. Nunca mais liguei pra ele. Nunca mais. Entendeu?
Eu falei isso com você?
Falou. Então,
não lembro disso, não. Tô lembrada, não. Não, mas você que tem que prestar atenção na hora que você xinga os outros, só.
Você vai pra puta que pariu, rapaz.
Ah, você que me xingou, filho.
Você vai pra puta que pariu. Você duvida? Você vai pra puta
eu tô duvidando de alguma coisa? Eu tô falando que você não tem...
Você vai pra puta que pariu,
Você não
rapaz.
tem direito de me xingar, Julinho.
Você vai pro inferno.
É? De cabeça pra baixo? É, pode deixar que eu vou daqui uns anos. Na hora que você vai primeiro, experimenta. Tá bom? Aí se for bom, você fala que eu desço. Do que você tá me ameaçando? Fala. Fala, cara. Você não é bom pra falar? Você não tinha me ameaçado, me xingar de piranha? Ó, Julinho, eu não tô brincando.
Que pariu, merda.
Juliano, allegedly angered by her refusal to back down, lifts his shirt, draws a handgun from his waistband, and fires, twice, directly into her face. Just seconds earlier, Willian can be heard pleading, "No, Juliano, I'm not playing this game." But the situation had already turned deadly. She screams, 2 gunshots ring out, the phone drops, and with it, the horrifying sounds of her final breaths are captured forever. Before fleeing the scene, the shooter is heard saying, "Now you're going to hell, you demon." A woman rushes to help, screaming for assistance, but it's too late. Willian was rushed to the hospital, but never regained consciousness. She was pronounced dead shortly after. The gunman fled, but was later arrested. Police recovered a .38 caliber weapon, along with matching ammunition. What began as a neighborly dispute ended in the brutal and senseless murder of a young woman, all while the camera kept rolling. Let these stories serve as a reminder to always take care of yourself and your loved ones. Life can change in an instant, so stay cautious, stay aware, and most importantly, stay safe out there. Now that was all for today, folks. If you enjoyed these horrifying clips, click to see more on the video on screen.